All right, so here today we have a fun day, right? First way to, or best way to start off the first basically day of 2023. What happened, if you might be asking? Yes, there was a little bit of a drama thing that came up, being a lot of players are mad at some of the placements for one of the characters here because they feel that that character got gypped or screwed over in a way, right? Exactly what happened. Let me just say this now. If you don't already know, we look at Prywin for a reason. Prywin is very much accurate with when they get placements and stuff, and they're a very credible thing, right? At the end of the day, there's two things you should learn from this. You should never look at one tier list and say that that's fact, right? Prywin can be great and all, but you can never say that it's fact and it's 100% true and run with everything they say. They have missed here and there, correct? It happens. It's a thing. It's like you can't always hit it on the dot, and sometimes you will hit it on the dot, but people will disagree. It's both the things, right? They could be 100% correct here, but players could have different experiences, so they won't see it that way. At the end of the day, it's all true, right? Again, Prywin runs multiple games, and they are credible to a lot of people in multiple different areas. Yes, I always see some drama from the Honkai community regarding Prywin, but they are very credible, all right? They are the source that I use for a lot of stuff across multiple games. Tower of God, yes, they also have very questionable takes there, but they're correct at the end of the day in so much. It's credible and whatnot, so that's there at the end of the day. And that's why we look at Prywin for a pretty good source and pretty good reliability factor from the community, right? Make that clear. Second, don't send them any hate. Do not. Why? That's their own opinion, okay? And they are correct to a degree. Most of the rankings are correct. If they miss here and there, you can't fault them for it. They're trying their best here, right? It's more than most people are doing, so I'll give it to them, all right? With those things out the way, what is happening? My comment section is on fire. People were like, dude, what the hell? And also, I saw this extend to like Reddit and Discord. A lot of people talking about how the point was like sort of inaccurate today. Let's just address it. I'll just share it with you. And my opinion, I'll end this topic. I'm not going to try to drag this out here, but I did want to say it so you are aware of why she got placed as she did. But will I justify the reasoning? No. So first things first, there's a fact that you need to know. This character is broken. Regardless of what you say, she's still triple S in boss solo, and that's where it matters. At the end of the day, our end game really isn't story anymore. Story we get like once once every 4 or 5 months, right? 3 months. So there's that at the end of the day. Where is our end content? Solo bosses or bosses with additional targets. And where is she triple S? In bosses with solo. So at the end of the day, she's still winning. And if you pulled her, you're still winning. Don't think that story late ruined you. Again, you have your story characters at the end of the day. That is true. All right. I said at the end of the day way too many times that sentence. But that is the fact of the century. Ignore everything. At the end of the day, I just said it again. Moving forward, story late. Who gives a damn? You have so many characters that can compete in that content. Do you really need her there? No. You want another boss character because you need to build 5 teams for bosses. You want a better character to DPS other characters when it comes to bosses. You got your character. Good? Good. That's a fact, all right? Beyond that, where does the drama come from? The fact that story late exists to be S tier. Now, let me justify why they said it. Why they said it is, it's called damage, okay? Distribution, not again true AoE, right? It's distributed damage. That is where it comes into the fact that yes, it's not like other characters who are doing better when it comes to the aspect of again true AoE in a way where it's just raw damage being spread out. This is distributed, so as more like mobs show up, it's gonna kind of lower that number heavily, right? That is why they rate her at S, because in late story you do run into more mob encounters. Again, do I feel that she's S? Again, for my testing, I'm gonna be biased, right? From what I've seen and the fact that I went live, right? And we had a crap ton of people in there. So let's say between 600 people watching, we had a bunch of people in comments continuously saying, dude, I'm pushing story. This is the best. This is great. She's not even built yet. She's helping me. She's helping me pass my, like with such a heavy deficit, I passed this thing. That's what happened. That's my initial kind of synopsis or analysis, right? I saw a lot of people saying that automatically in chat. Yeah, she's helping me a lot push story. People that I talk to constantly for reviews, right? So I'm like, okay, they put that together. I pushed the part that I was stuck on. I said, wow, I finally made it past it. I was like, okay. Then I continued pushing and pushing and pushing. I was like, okay, I'm doing pretty good here. I checked hard for a lot of people that were kind of doing it. They pushed. Yes, at a point, you'll see why she's S tier, because the mobs will increase, and that will be an issue. But when do you classify, story late? What is story late to people, right? If it's like 20 to 24, I will guarantee you that she's fine there, okay? What is story late? Are you just saying chapter 26 and hard only? If that's story late to you, then it's a different story. What do you consider story early, correct? At the end of the day, these two facts have to stay there as where is story late, right? You're currently viewing story late. It doesn't really tell me. So it's like performs in normal campaign chapter 17 plus and hard campaign chapter 5 plus. So it's chapter 17 plus. And right now she is excelling for me versus other characters that I have. That's where I start to disagree. Yes, as more mobs increase, as I get higher, I'm going to see it change, right? But I will still say that base SS is true. That's where she lands. Like, you're putting Sparkly Summer or Nice above it, and I've had like 30 billion times more success with Scarlet. I do agree that A2 still is SS, right? She is. It's true. But with all the gimmicks required and like the random one mob that jumps A2, it automatically devalues her, in my opinion, to be a character that doesn't need healing, doesn't need anything, just needs to exist, and she will do a really good job, right? That's where my point comes in, because I've tested clearly Chapter 23 at massive deficits, and then I swapped out other characters. I tried with Red Hood. My Red Hood, like, because of so many mobs, she doesn't get enough time to kill them all out the way. Yeah, she'll one-shot a lot of them constantly, but by the time she gets stunned, she gets whatever, she gets jumped, it happens so often that with her distributed damage, wherever we are right now, or wherever I'm at right now, she's excelling. That's my point, right? But again, I understand the distributed damage, I understand why. It's true. At a point, you will encounter it, but my opinion stands, right? Again, I am fully aware, and I trust Prime for whatever. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter to me. I don't care if they put her at S. I think that she's a little bit better. I do think that, for the most part, they have some accurate stuff here. I also hope, and I saw that someone mentioned this somewhere, I think it was in this comments here, that they mentioned that they had to, like, order some characters, and that could also be screwing it. Some characters in this category, I will say, don't deserve to be here, okay? It's true. One character. Now, I do hope that they swap this character in, but they're not going to. I know they're not. It's true. At the end of the day, distributed damage, that does come to an issue, but for wherever I tested, if they're really considering 17 plus to be the deficit, or the point of whatever, definitely then it's SS, in my opinion, right? And again, I'm re-recording this part because I do want to make this, like, full of just not me, like, saying my opinion. I want to make sure that I include everybody here, right? Read this, right? In all honesty, for endgame players, the only thing that really matters is, again, boss killing. You are an SR, which is the Union Rated Solar Raid. Performance is the only issue, and she's looking like a top unit for that. So realize that, like, there is no reason that we can complain here. It is what it is. If they want to rank her at S, they want to rank her at S. What I will say is, I don't think that she is S, and at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what we say, just however you think the unit is in your head is how she is in your head, right? I do think that Union Raid and Solar Raid really is my endgame, and that's really it. I have my team for solo for story, whether that be a swap of Red Hood, whether that be a swap of this new Scarlet, whether that be a swap of the old Scarlet. My Modernia will stay fractured in my team there forever, not removed, not changed. She'll be just in there, right? A part of the team, the fragment of the team, she'll remain. But I'll swap in that other DPS here and there, and it doesn't matter to me, right? That's my 10 cents when it comes to everything. So keep that in mind. But what I will say also is, if they place her at S, don't get mad over it. I get it. People are very mad over it. My comments show me that. But I don't also want it to, like, sort of ruin the opinion that Prime does hold. Prime does good stuff. They do. Yes, they miss here and there. It is true. But we still rely on it. We look at it as a thing. New players can look at it. I just hope when new players look at it, they realize that she is still great here. Again, for my testing, it just, S tier seems a little too low. I think SS is the sweet spot. And that's because, again, it's like, putting her on par with a character like Snow White Innocent Days, when Snow White Innocent Days was much less of a character to me, is just crazy. Then 2B, who takes a while to ramp up into that damage. Like, by the time I ramped up 2B to work, she died. So, that is true. Putting her on tier with that is kind of wild, and putting a few characters above where, like, clearly for me, this character, like, really excelled, is just, again, just weird. Plus, when it comes to 17 plus, I don't know, 17 plus, you have to realize, at that point of 17, if I had this character, I'd be wiping, dude. I'm currently at, like, a pretty decent deficit. I think it's 15k is what the deficit I'm currently at, and I'm doing numbers. I'm excelling, dude, excelling when it comes to this stage that I'm currently at, right? So for me, that's why, but it doesn't matter. Do what you will, do what you want. My comments also cooked up here. I wanted to, like, redo this part here in the video. I already, like, read through it in a different part, but I want to talk about it, like, properly. First things first. This comment over here, 100% agree on where she should be, or she should be higher for late story. She carried me for an entire chapter after I got her. This comment had a good point. But yes, it says right here, her damage drops on single target bosses, or boss, and her AoE are too low to clear mobs on hard mode. I finished these stories so hard, so maybe hard mode doesn't count as story lead. Again, where they're counting story lead as is 5+, and at 5+, I'm for sure she did better than that. 17 plus, yeah. If they were to change these requirements and up them, then definitely I would see that the character drops. Because yes, to a point, I see where the issue will lie. I see it, and I agree with it. It's distributed damage. I see what they're saying. They're not wrong, right? They are not wrong for what they're saying. So again, keep that in mind. I'm learning the latest of the story, and I used her for hard mode. She's better than her normal self because she doesn't need too much healing dedicated to her. She doesn't die as fast while dealing damage, or dealing with similar or more damage, right? Again, that's something that I agree with, only because, not like the other Scarlet, whatever. I'm trying to say, like, the healing aspect, because in my thing, like, they're rating A2 so high, my A2 continuously dies. She keeps draining so much HP, then one mob jumps at her and dies, right? But Scarlet doesn't have any drain aspect. That's why I'm trying to say, right? Again, that's all I'm trying to justify. But here we go. I agree with her placement in story early, low investment. She doesn't really perform that well. My OG Scarlet with worse geared is basically better with the new Scarlet, or better than the new Scarlet. Late story though, she should be at the very least SS, if not SSS. So there's that. More gifts. Nikke is the most generous gacha. That is true. That is 100% true. In my opinion, it is the most generous gacha. But we're not on that drama right now. You know what I mean? I can understand her this. So if you want to read this, you definitely can. These people all have some great points here. But I will just say, whatever it is, it doesn't matter to me. I like my character. I enjoy my character. If you're mad at this, so be it. Who gives a damn? If you think that she's SS, in your heart, she's SS. I will say that it doesn't matter to me. I'll end this video with that. And I will say that regardless of anything, is she a must pull? In my opinion, fudge yeah. Because she's going to be a solo raid character and she's a union raid carry of the century, she is going to remain in this tier. She's going to be above a character that you may have invested in before, and she's going to do better than anybody else in that category, being Scarlet. That's what I'm trying to say here. Because again, in single target, Scarlet does falter a little bit solo, but she's still great in additional targets where she does not do the best. So for me, still a very well-designed character. Still, to me, must pull. Don't let Pyrewin's tier list ranking change your opinion on that. She's a wonderful character. And again, always just justify your opinion through multiple tier lists or multiple areas of the people that test, right? Always do that, but I will still say that they still have credibility. Don't say they don't. And whoever made this, do not send them any hate. They could have cooked, and they did cook. In my opinion, they always cook. So keep that in mind. Though you might get mad at that, hey, I'm just saying my opinion. All right, take care, have fun. And yeah, hopefully I talked about this in a proper way. I hope I did. I tried not to rant, but yeah, hopefully I did it right.